Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Frame Live. My name is Dottie San Martin, and this afternoon, joining me from Tallahassee, Florida, is Nilesh Patel, or Neil Patel, and he is the managing partner at District 850 in Tallahassee, Florida. Welcome, Neil.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. And
Well, you are quite welcome. You are quite welcome. Well, first of all, I have to say you have an absolutely gorgeous facility. I have heard wonderful things about it. And so today we're going to kind of take a deep dive in to learn a little bit more about District 850 and some of the things that you guys are doing there right now. The timing for this project was a little bizarre, but nonetheless, you proceeded with it. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today and share with our viewers a little bit about what's going on there. But I have to ask you first, Neil, because as I'm learning a little bit about District 850 and more so about you after I had invited you to be a guest, started looking around and I found out the real reason as to how District 850 came to be. Can you share with us a little bit about that? Because the title was actually chosen by the history behind it. You know, if you build it, they will come. Well, the story of why you chose to build it is quite interesting. Do you mind sharing that with our viewers?
Sure, it is quite interesting. So back in 2011, we moved from Houston for my wife's job to Tallahassee. And, Houston, Tallahassee, it's much bigger in Houston. We got a lot of other things going on. And I had a 3-year-old, almost 4, and a 6-month-old at that point, both girls. And when we came here, we loved the town. Everything was great, but there was a missing element of entertainment. We're a college town, so there was plenty entertainment for college kids or young adult. But this missing element of where can we take our kids' birthday party? There were a lot of little small local mom and pop boutique things, but nothing to this extent where apart from birthday party, if we have a guest in town or something, where do we take them? Means the closest beach is about hour and a half, and that was about it, or Disneyland, which was 4 hours. So
Yeah,
that always intrigued us at what we do on the weekends with kids or something. And
sure.
entertainment factor was always missing over here. And I was like, all right, we need to look into that. And here we are 10 years later, finally we got it
Wow.
done. So it took me a while to do it, but we are.
Hey, but you did it nonetheless. You had a vision and you put your mind to making that vision happen despite obstacles that came along the way. Now, I understand you actually opened when?
So we opened on November 15, 2020.
Okay.
And
Okay. Right in the middle of a global pandemic.
yes.
And I'm sure that was quite scary to be opening a brand new 45,000 square foot facility when things were just starting to open back up or not even opening back up at that point.
It was, and we were under construction throughout the pandemic. So our construction started in January. We had some site work and all that done prior in 2019, but our majority of the construction started in 2020. So we got a little lucky with most of the things where everything was kind of pre-ordered and was in transit before March.
Oh,
So we were able to push through majority of the construction. And then when everything stopped, we had few delays with the tail end of the products coming in, and just one delay after the other. So uh, construction drag on longer, and then by the time we could find employees, and it was November all.
yes. Well, speaking of finding employees, I believe that your goal when you opened was that you were going to have 130 employees. Were you and remember now you're opening up in the middle of a pandemic when people are without work, and so you would think that you would have a lot of people to choose from, and it would be easy to find 130 employees since so many people were unemployed. What was the result? Was it easy? Was it hard?
I think construction was easy. Finding employees was not as much. Uh,
Wow.
Entertainment helped us with that, and on our the first day we started hiring, and we had 50 people showed up, and we needed 130. At that point, the first thing we were like, all right, we need even bare minimum, we need 80 to 90 people just to open, and we
Mhm.
have 50. There is no way. So now we have one more delay. After the center is ready, everything's good to go. We have licenses, permits, and now we cannot open because we do not have enough staff. And yes, so that was a nightmare. We started doing sponsored social media posts, flyers in colleges. That didn't make much sense, but into all the neighborhoods around, we went out, and by the mailboxes, we put a bunch of flyers, started making calls, and then whoever applied online, email, on our website, we would actually start calling them rather than them coming to us. We started calling that, all right, we have audition on this day, we have this, can you make it? If not, when can you make it? So
Sure.
we were
You were
struggling to
very
get.
flexible. You were trying to accommodate their needs as well.
Yeah.
So, so you were successful in getting the number that you needed. And so going forward, now you've been open since November. Have you got a full staff of employees now? Has that original group stayed with you?
We have few from original group. We have one in particular, Nick, who has been promoted to attractions manager from,
Nice.
and he's doing a phenomenal job. We have a few others from day one who has been with us. All in all, I would say between the kitchen servers and attraction side, we have retained about 20% of our original number. Uh, but we're down to, at this point, we're down to almost 80 employees. So it's a constant hiring, it's a revolving door, we hire two, we lose two. So, but since the school has started, we are kind of slow. So 80 is a number that we can. Uh,
Still provide the service that you're known for.
but
Wonderful.
we should be going on a hiring ramp soon, getting into holidays.
Okay. Okay. So what has, you've been open a while now, and you opened at a time where, it was a challenging time. How has business been since you opened?
So business is great, considering all the parameters that are around and the time that we're in. The community has really accepted us very well, and I would say we are very, very blessed that the support that we got from the community. I we could not have asked for better results. So, and again, we have to consider we're the situation we're in. Can it
Yeah.
be better? Yes, but considering what we have, I would not complain at all, and we're very thankful to the community for accepting us.
Yes, and that's so important when you have the backing of the community. And I did see you are involved in the community. You do things. I believe you had a blood drive at the center, and things along those lines. And giving back to the community has so many benefits. And to know that they support what you do as well, it's just a great relationship to have, and one that we all should strive to have. And you offer the community so much. as you said when we were chatting before going live, bowling is an anchor in your center, but you offer so much more there at the facility. So you really do. You've got the bowling, the traditional bowling. You have hyper bowling. You've got laser tag, axe throwing, escape rooms, dark ride. You've got so much that you have something that can attract anyone, really. Anyone that's looking to just come out and have a good time, you can certainly satisfy those needs. Since you have opened, what do you feel like has been your most successful promotion that you've done?
Most successful promotion, I would say, we were late to our summer camps,
Hmm.
getting everything in place and all that. But for the last minute, we did pretty good on summer camps. And even to some extent, I would say corporate events. Considering how the situation is and where we were headed to, I was not expecting a lot of corporate events or anything like that. And we've had few events that are repeated. Means we've had couple corporations over here like 5, 6 times already. We have FSU over here, we have FAMU over here. FSU is doing a lot of recruiting events at our
Nice.
center. They bring FAMU and FSU both bring out their athletes and let them, have a good time over here. So we've been really blessed.
So let me ask you, on the corporate events that you have been seeing coming in, do you find that they're breaking up those events in smaller groups, or are they still coming out as a whole?
So it's a combination of which corporation or
Okay.
that we are talking about. Before the summer, we had sororities and them come out, and every single one of them had a different set of rules and regulation. Some could not do any food or beverage outside, so they only came for bowling or laser tag or something. They would
Hmm.
only come in group of 20, or there were some that could come in group of 50. And we had one that they could eat out, but we had to serve them. So they could not, it could not be like a buffet. We had to
Okay.
serve them. So I think I've seen it all over the place where there are big groups, small groups, and some people are, you know what, I want to live a normal life. Let me just be.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we've seen all over the place.
And I think that's one of the things that we need to be mindful of as we start to kind of find that normalcy that we're all looking for. I think to be able to be flexible, especially when you start doing your marketing for corporate events, is to realize that there's a lot of different needs now. There's companies that aren't comfortable bringing out large groups, so they may need to have 10 small events instead of one large event. And then you've got some employees that, they still want to do something for their employees, but they want to do it on an individual basis. So, maybe that's where your gift cards come in, or some sort of packages that you can pre-sell and provide for those employers. But nonetheless, I could not agree with you more that people are ready to come out and have fun. And bowling and entertainment centers as a whole have done a fantastic job of getting the message out that we are clean, we are safe, we're here to serve you. Your safety is priority for us. All those messages were heard loud and clear and well received. Something that maybe we should have been doing a little better job all along with getting that message out. But nonetheless, people heard it, and now they're ready to respond. They don't necessarily need to see that constantly in front of them, because they witness when they come into the center all the things that are going on. And that unspoken message really makes an impression on them. And they really are done with all of this safety measures and stuff. They just want to see it in action. Just let me come have fun.
Yep.
So I think that's quite interesting. What about your leagues and clubs? How are those doing?
So we do not do any leagues or clubs.
Okay,
Uh,
okay,
right now, we have been approached by a few leagues, but
okay.
we're string pins and it's,
Gonna hold off for a little bit then. Perfect what you've got a little bit
yep.
going.
And,
And what
our
about birthday
sister,
parties?
I'm sorry.
What about birthday parties?
Birthday parties are okay. I think that is something that could be worked upon. And but the trend I've seen is like growing up, my kids, we used to drop the kid to the birthday party, and the parent and couple close friends would be together helping.
Mhm.
Now over here, what we've noticed is almost every parent is in the party. So if we have 8 kids, we at least have 8 to 12 parents sticking around in the party. So when we designed our birthday party originally, we had designed with for space of 8 kids and maybe 3 parents. We had to adapt to that quickly because
Yeah,
a lot of times we have 8 kids and 16 parents, and a part of that could be because maybe kids are not doing birthday party from their school. It's just they've been homeschooling, so it might be close friends and their family friends that are meeting together. So it's the adults are meeting and the kids are meeting, and so we did adapt to that. I think that is one place where we are still growing and would like to grow.
mhm.
We, on an average, we started out doing about 12 to 15 birthday parties on the weekend. We are right now, on an average, we're doing about 8.
Okay. But it's really interesting that the parents are attending with the children. That really is great for you guys because it's exposing your facility, your entire facility,
It is.
to that family.
And
So
we're getting some corporate events out of it, and some
absolutely.
adult birthday party packages out of it. So yes, and at that point, the birthday party is just for the kids. Now you have another 16 adults coming in, they're ordering, they're drinking. So
Yes,
your value for that party is really a lot more than just a regular birthday party.
absolutely. And the facility itself is attractive for those parents to come in because there's other things for them to see and do while they're waiting on their child. And possibly even when the party's over, they may choose to go do something else in your facility as well. So definitely an added bonus for you guys to have that as an opportunity.
Multiple activities has helped out us a lot with COVID. With these corporate events, they would flip flop, like they'll uh, rent out the entire hyper lounge for 3 hours, but only 1.5 hour. One set of group is there. The other set of group is either in escape rooms or X throwing. And then after an hour and a half, they'll switch it out. So that way they are not too many people in that one area, but at the same time they can all have one bird corporate event and get done. So
Yeah. Yeah, and we found, especially with hyper bowling, it's such everybody wants to see, everybody wants to be right there. So, that excitement then can take out into the rest of the events in the laser
that is
tag or
our
escape or
popular
whatever.
lounge. Yeah, it's hyper
Absolutely.
lounge is it's got 6 lanes, 2 cabanas, a decent amount of seating area. So it's a great place to hang out. It's got its own different music. You can have a DJ hookup. So we've had people come in, and very rarely they have not extended. So if they come in for a 3 hour event, majority of the times every corporation has extended an hour or two to it.
And you
So,
know what, Neil? That is the best compliment anyone can give you,
so
to say, I want more.
well, yeah. So, and
That's
come back. We had one corporation, they have done like 5 or 6 events in hyper lounge with us, so they would buy out hyper lounge for 3 4 hours every time.
that's
So yeah.
wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. Well, I have to ask, what has been your biggest surprise?
Surprise. You know, how well we were expected in middle of this pandemic, how well community supported us. We knew we were going to be the leader in town with entertainment facility, but because of the pandemic, we were not sure how many of them are ready to get back out. Uh,
Yes.
we were only talking about 7 8 months from the peak March that it broke out,
Hmm.
November. So we were not very sure how the initial response is going to be, and like I said, we're blessed. Community is has been nothing but grateful to us. So yes, we had lines for 2 hours. Means it seemed like there was no COVID. Initially, when we opened, we felt like, okay, there is no COVID. I don't know what newspaper are talking about, but so the
Wow.
lines were out the door. And in November, means of course it's not as cold as North, but for Florida it gets little chilly,
Yeah.
and for residents over here it's a little cold. And we had lined out the door, people waiting for an hour outside because we were on 50% occupancy that time, so we just shut down our door for 2 3 hours, and people waited. So we that was a blessing and a very surprised event.
And it sounds like it just continues.
It has,
It just
yes.
sounds like it's
You
just
know,
been a blessing for the community that you came in and, you know, you had that vision and you had that determination. It could have been, real easy to change your mind. And, that's pretty good when you just can't find what you're looking for, you just create it. That's determination, and that vision is just amazing. So hats off for you for having
the
that.
community needed it, and means it's not just need of entertainment. Now we are able to support a lot of charities. We're able to support quite a few things and give back to the community.
Absolutely.
We have blood drive every month. We support a local Hang Tough Foundation with our monthly donations of. We have a drink in their name, so proceeds of that goes to that charity, and just bunch of drives. School supply drives, and just a little bit here, a little bit there. We're constantly doing dance marathons or any especially our goal is to give more towards the kids, and that's what our passion is for. Anything that involve kids or health is what we would like to focus our charity on, and then we have got good relationship over here. So
And Neil, I want to add on to that because you and I were chatting before the call, and we were talking a little bit about the demographics of District 850, and we were talking about the needs and the desires for younger people and what they wanted and what they liked for their experience. And one of the things that the younger generation likes to see is that community involvement and causes being supported. And so that just is so well aligned to the overall brand that you've created. And I'm sure that, participating in causes like that, the benefits have been very rewarding for you guys in many ways.
it is, especially Gen Z. They work for cause. I don't
Yes,
think their aims are completely different than what our generation did. They want to save the earth. They want to do this. They want to do something if there is a cost to it. And
yes.
understanding the new generation that we cater to is very important, because not only we're getting business from them right now, but as I had mentioned, they're going to be the next parents, then their kids. So it's a lifetime of business that we are talking about. It's just not one time thing. So it's to connect with them. It's very important.
Yes, I totally agree. And it certainly has paid off for you guys there at District 850. Well, Neil, I really appreciate you taking time out. I know our viewers have learned a lot about how you do things there at District 850. And part of the reason why you guys are successful is that vision that you have and that culture that you've created. And I only expect to see great things continue to happen there for you guys.
Thank you.
Do you have any closing messages or words of wisdom that you'd like to leave our viewers with today?
I'm not sure about the wisdom part. I'm not the wisest
We
among
used
kids,
it all up.
but I think you should follow your dreams. Economy and everything. I know pandemic has changed a lot of thought process for a majority of them, but following the dreams and just economy is in the circle. So you should not be scared about it. I mean, even what what if you're open and that happened? So there's plenty of them out there who they just opened a year ago and then pandemic hit. So I don't think we should be scared of anything as long as your dreams are great. You have done your homework. Get your feasibility done. Get your great vendors who support you. uh, if everything's in line, get your ducks in row. I think it's a great industry to be in. So
I
and if
couldn't agree
anybody
with you.
wants anything, they have my contact number. I'll be more than happy to help out in any way I can.
Absolutely. Take that step. Go for it, right? Go for it. Well, thank you very much, Neil, for sharing your time this afternoon. Viewers, I want to say next week on Beyond the Frame Live, we are going to have a special guest from Strike 10 Entertainment. We're going to have John Arbuck with us next week. So make plans to tune in. He's going to be with us next week. We'll be promoting it. I believe it's Tuesday he's going to be on the show. So keep watching Beyond the Frame Live. Share this with your friends. We have hit our 1,000 mark of viewers all over the world now. So thank you, Beyond the Frame guests, for supporting our show and for supporting our group. We hope that it has been a benefit for you guys, having guests like Neil on our show. Again, Neil, have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much, and I wish you continued success at District
Thank you
850.
so much. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Absolutely. Have a great afternoon, viewers.